Hey there, my friends here at youtube.com/@BloodyBillBox. It's bonus content time where we take a trip back into the time machine of pro wrestling. We go back to a historical contest. We put it back in the ring in WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare. We see if we get the same result as the original, or maybe we rewrite the history books here in Fantasy Warfare. This week's contest is quite the doozy because, in my opinion, if the other man had won this week's contest, things may not have turned out as great as it did for the guy that won this contest. What match am I talking about? Why am I being so general? Well, let's just tell you the matchup. It's Wrestlemania 15. Back in 1999, Stone Cold Steve Austin challenging then WWE Champion The Rock. And it was Stone Cold Steve Austin who would walk away with the victory that night in Philadelphia, becoming the brand new WWE Champion and setting off a chain of events where they were able to build a story eventually where The Rock didn't feel like he could beat Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. Of course, he would finally do it at WrestleMania 19. But what would have happened if The Rock had retained the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 15? Would Stone Cold Steve Austin have continued to the heights, soaring that he did throughout 1999? Would he have kind of taken a back seat to the rocket ship that was The Rock? Either way, in this one, he'll have his vest. He won't come out in a t-shirt. I can rest assured to that. His vest has been located. It is safe. It is ready to go. So let's head on down to the ring. WrestleMania 15, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Core State Spectrum. It's The Rock defending the WWE Championship against Stone Cold Steve Austin. And we will answer the question, can The Rock retain the championship and rewrite the history books? Or is it forever destined, even in Fantasy Warfare, that Stone Cold Steve Austin gets the victory at WrestleMania 15? Let's head down to ringside and find out.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
Welcome back to 1999, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're at the Core State Spectrum. The WWF Championship is on the line. They said WWE, but that's because, trademarks and stuff. But back in 1999, it was still the WWF Championship. It was WrestleMania 15. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who did not actually win the 1999 Royal Rumble, still earning his way into the main event of WrestleMania when Vince McMahon said that he was relinquishing his spot at WrestleMania. It was Commissioner Shawn Michaels who pointed out to Vince McMahon that some bylaws in the WWE said that if the winner of the Royal Rumble relinquished their spot, the title opportunity would automatically go to the runner-up. And the runner-up of the 1999 Royal Rumble was none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. And of course, on the road to WrestleMania 15, there was a rule in place in which Stone Cold Steve Austin was not allowed to attack Vince McMahon unless he was physically provoked. And as we saw in the original at the time, Vince McMahon absolutely provoked the living hell out of Stone Cold Steve Austin on the road to Stone Cold Steve Austin winning the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 15. But today, as part of our bonus content here for WWE 2K22 Fantasy Warfare, we look to answer the question, will we get the same result as 1999, or could The Rock walk out of WrestleMania 15 here in this fantasy scenario with the WWF Championship still slung over his shoulder? Weird choice of camera shot there by Kevin Dunn. The lights are dimmed and stuff, it's all eyes on The Rock right now. As The Rock makes his way into the ring, or making his way towards the corner to raise that WWF Championship for all to see. It's the richest prize in WWE. And here today, as part of our bonus content, we look to see what will happen with these guys locking up again at WrestleMania 15. Of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock would lock horns at multiple events after WrestleMania 15, including Backlash 1999, They would have another match at WrestleMania 17, and of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin's final match for a period of time
Introducing the challenger from Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin! And introducing the champion from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 264 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Rock!
There you have it. The introductions are done. They are out of the way. We know who our combatants are. We knew who they were anyway, but it's nice to get that formal ring introduction done. As we were saying, The Rock held Stone Cold Steve Austin's final match for a period of time after WrestleMania 19. It was at WrestleMania 38 just last year that Stone Cold Steve Austin returned after a 19 WrestleMania absence to have a one-on-one brawl with Kevin Owens in which Stone Cold Steve Austin walked away the victor. But can Steve Austin walk away the victor again here today in this WrestleMania 15 simulation? We'll find out because the opening bell just rang and The Rock is now in the driver's seat to start things off. Now you notice a few differences in this one. There's no special guest referee here in this one. There's no Mankind. There's no Paul White. There's no Vince McMahon. It's just Austin and Rock at WrestleMania 15 the way the wrestling gods would have intended it, if not for shenanigans out of the villains of World Wrestling Federation. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, one of the most storied rivalries in professional wrestling history. Two of the most competitive spirits in pro wrestling, and that's really where the rivalry was born. Well, I guess it's very different from Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in that nobody ended up in some real life screw jobs and fights and all that sort of stuff, but very similar to how Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels rivalry began. It's two of the very best in the business competing to be number one, and of course Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock would go on to make so much money together in the ring at WrestleManias and other pay-per-views, Monday Night Raws, you name it, where they were feuding, it was money. And it all really got started back in 1997 over the Intercontinental Championship. And then 2 years later here at WrestleMania, it's over the biggest prize in WWE, the WWE Championship. The Rock is in big-time control of this one, up on the top rope, a bit uncharacteristic for him, and he pays for it as Stone Cold Steve Austin put those knees up. But Rock able to counter right back out into the offensive drive. Hit that nice spine buster. Referee is down for the cover. We don't rewrite the history books on that one as Stone Cold Steve Austin able to kick out at the count of two. Rock now, he's poised, he's waiting, could he be looking for that rock bottom? That'd look, and he does. The rock bottom is good. Down into the cover. Referee is there, he's got the shoulders in sight, and Austin once again saves himself from defeat, getting that shoulder up. It's sure looking like we're going to rewrite some history books here. Every time Austin tries to get back into offense, he gets countered. Here's another attempt out of Austin. He's getting him hooked up. Can he complete this vertical suplex, or will The Rock find a way to counter it? And The Rock finds a way to counter it yet again. Stone Cold Steve Austin cannot get out of the box here with The Rock. Oh, there we go. Big time bulldog by Stone Cold. Austin hitting that Luthez press out of nowhere on The Rock, coming down with Fists of Fury down into the cover on the People's Champion. Referee there, and the referee does not come down for the count of three. It's going to take a little bit more than a Luthez press and some punches to the side of the head to put away The Rock in this one. Of course, as I say, it's going to take more than some punches. Austin answers with some more punches. I mean, I suppose you could rely just on the punch and concuss the poor guy, knock him silly, KO him and take his title. And The Rock steals the stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin. This could be all. Referee looking at the booty hole. think that's why Austin kicked out. He sensed that referee was staring up his booty hole like, whoa, man, that's what's going on here. Bulldog by Austin. Looks like he might have cracked the nose of The Rock open. Nice whiplash by the Texas Rattlesnake, and now Austin finally getting a string of offensive maneuvers in a row here. He couldn't string more than a couple of punches to the face without being countered, and now Austin is taking firm control, finally, in this one from The Rock. Oh, nobody home for the flying fist drop by Steve Austin. The Rock dropping Steve Austin with a club, and now stomping the mud hole and walking it dry. The Rock stealing from Austin's playbook with the mud and the stomp and the walking. Not Christopher Walken, just Walken. Rock into the corner, hard shot by Steve Austin, answering with a second shot before The Rock counters himself out of the corner. Austin gets hooked up by The Rock. Nice vertical suplex completed by The Rock. Austin countering with a kick to the top of the skull. Rock tried to spit on his hand. Gross. Nice snake eyes by The Rock. That's what you get for trying to slap a man with your spit-covered hand. That's so gross. Big-time stunner. Stunner by Austin. Could this be all? The Rock has got the honor of hitting the first stunner in this match, but could this be the one that puts somebody away? A referee is there for the cover, and The Rock is able to kick out. I'm shocked at that one. The stunner's usually the kill switch. I don't even, what the hell? I think Austin might have just had a muscle spasm on that one. But The Rock has dropped Austin, and now he's got it going across the ring, and people's elbow, but nobody there. Austin moved out of the way. Big-time power slam counter on The Rock. The Rock tried for the people's elbow, but nobody was there. You know where he went wrong. He didn't pull off the knee pad, or the elbow pad. I got confused with my pads there because Austin tried for a toe kick and got caught. And I have the knee pad in my sight. Anyway, short arm reversal into a DDT by The Rock. The Rock now gonna go for the sharpshooter the same way that he won the championship at Survivor Series Screwjob style, but the referee called for a rope break before I could even tell you how he won the championship, where he won it, and the reference to Screwjobs. Anyway, referee down to the cover. And Austin kicking out yet again as this battle rages on. Fantasy warfare style. The battle rages on, and the battles will rage on this Friday night. Episode 2 of Royals of the Ring. It's the women's tournament. Friday night, January the 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll announce the first round matches this coming Wednesday, January the 11th, 6 p.m. right here on YouTube. Austin talking that trash and throwing Rocky out of the corner. He just beat the dog out of him in the corner and then just talked that trash all around and then threw him, but The Rock is back in control one more time. Big time walking it dry there by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Big time power slam. Power slam by Steve Austin. The Rock is down. Austin up to the top rope. Big time elbow drop down by Austin. Lifting The Rock up to his feet. Boot to the midsection and a stunner. Another stunner. Could this be all for The Rock and his championship reign? Austin is dragging The Rock out to about the center. Referee down into the cover. We get 2. We get 3. The history books remain intact on this one, folks. Stone Cold Steve Austin walks out of WrestleMania 15 with the WWF Championship yet again, just as he did back in 1999 with a victory over The Rock. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in for yet another edition of our WWE 2K22 bonus content. We'll be back next Monday at 6 p.m. with another piece. And be sure to tune in this Friday night for another new episode of Fantasy Warfare. We'll see you at ringside. Thanks for watching.